Welcome to your day trading update. It's November the 25th. I'm Stephen Coxon. I'm the CEO of Share Navigator. So let's get started. Okay, so just getting started here. As usual, we look at our economic calendar for the day. So don't forget, guys, we're day trading. Day trading means we're putting bets on that we're going to win within a couple of hours, okay? And that's what they are, guys. It's not an investment, it's a bet. And we're just trying to stack all the odds in our favor as best we can. So the first thing we look for is, well, what news events are coming out today? And we avoid trading around those. So for example, you can see there's two reports coming out in the US in about 4.5 hours, retail sales and PPI data. That could impact the US dollar. So we won't trade an hour before or an hour after that. So that's your first rule, and always watch the economic calendar. Moving on then to actually the currencies, etc., that we've been watching. Just again, applying our strategy, we use RSI. Typically when RSI is below 30, we're looking to go long, and when it's above 70, we're looking to go short. But there are other parameters on it. So you can see I've got a split chart here. On the left is a daily chart. I'm looking for my primary trend there. So the next rule is you don't fight the primary trend. So if this was a primary trend of being bullish, then we would only place short-term bullish bets and vice versa. But this trend is clearly sideways, as you can see. The euro dollar is bouncing from side to side here at the moment. So we could trade this pretty much anyway. Having said that, it's really at the lower end of this sideways channel on the daily chart. So now we move over to the right, we look at the 15-minute chart. And you can see here, it's in a kind of a bullish channel here at the moment. So what we would be waiting for here is for RSI to be over 70 or below 30. If it goes below 30, we're looking to buy, okay? Now, there are further clarifications on that, and I'm going to switch over to gold just to show you. So here's an example yesterday of gold where we got our first oversold indicator, overbought indicator. So in other words, we should be looking to short it. Having said that, we didn't actually do it because we were getting this series of higher highs all the time. And when that's happening, you don't fight that trend either. So you've got to wait for maybe 2 or 3 lower lows to be created and lower highs before you would actually engage in the short trade. So we never actually placed that trade. So there's further rules to this as well. Moving back to our euro dollar today, if we get above 70 or below 30, we can go long or short on this, but wait for your basically your confirmation that the trend is shifting back down again. And our rules are to take 10 points off, or when RSI gets to 50, whichever comes first. So if you can't sit there and watch it, put in your limit as 10, okay? Looking at British pound versus the US dollar, you can see the primary trend here is, this is what I'm talking about on the daily chart, is bearish. You can see it's a series of lower highs and lower lows. Therefore, that's all I want to trade on the 15-minute window on the right-hand side. So we got an alert earlier on. You can see there. So it peaked here. We wouldn't have traded on this candle, but we would have traded on the next candle because it was a lower low close, a lower high. And surely enough, we'd be out of that trade now by now, and we would have made our gain. Okay, so that was a good trade there. The British pound US dollar, we didn't get onto it. Euro British pound, that's the opposite. You can see here RSI went below 30 on the 15-minute, crossed back above. We got a higher high, another higher high, we'd be in, and we pretty much be getting out of that trade now and taking our profit off the table on the euro. So that one again, that trend is primarily bullish. So I would prefer just to place bullish trades on that on the 15-minute window. Dollar yen, primary trend is bullish. So this is a trade that's lining up right now as I'm doing this web meeting. So we're not ready to place it yet. So that's the alert. We're getting ready now. We're just watching. So what we're waiting for now is our next candle to be, the low of it to be higher than this low here. And then the one after that to be higher again. And then we go in. So we're looking for confirmation that this downwards trend here is over and we're starting to switch back around. Then we will go long, and whichever comes first, we'll get out with 10 points up, or when RSI gets to 50, whichever event comes first, okay? And then finally on gold, gold is something similar. We almost got a bullish signal here. It didn't quite get below 30, but we've made a lot of money in gold last week trading this. It's gone into this sideways pattern. So if it goes below 30, you can go long, take your 10 points off the table, etc. So just a word on stop losses then. What stop loss should you be picking? Well, that's determined by two things. A, where's your previous low here? So for example, if I was going long on gold, I'd be saying, look, if this low gets taken out, I want out, okay? And then it's the size of your bet. So if I go long on gold here, for argument's sake, and I put in a stop loss here, remember my rule is no more than 2% loss on any one trade. So 2% of this account is about €200. So I'd be going, my stop is 20 points away because 20 times 10 is 200. It doesn't get me below this support area here. So I need to change the size of my bet and increase my stop. So I'm not going to make as much money, but you can see my stop loss, it gives me more wiggle room for something to go wrong. So that's where you consider the size of your bet and your stop loss is really where you feel next support is, where if you're wrong on your directional bias and the trade moves against you, how long can you stay in the trade while still giving it a chance to work out? Okay, this is Stephen with your update. It's the November the 25th again. If you have any questions, please send me a WhatsApp or just go into the chat function on the website and we can have a chat via there. Okay, thanks and bye for now.